Ladies, listen to me carefully. Life has a funny way of testing your patience, especially when it comes to love. You've been waiting, hoping, wondering if he'll ever show you his heart. And maybe right now you feel uncertain. But here's the truth. He will reach out soon, not because you chase him, not because you beg or plead, but because the universe, God, fate, whatever you call it, works in mysterious ways. When a man truly cares, he'll find the courage to speak, to reveal what he's been holding back. And here's the thing. While you wait, don't waste your time doubting your worth. Don't let fear make you second guess yourself. Stand tall, live fully. Love yourself fiercely, because when he does reach out, you won't just be ready to hear him. You'll be ready to see if he's the one truly deserving of your heart. So be patient. Stay confident. Keep your heart strong. The message is coming. And when it does, it will confirm what you already know. You are worthy of love, honesty, and a man brave enough to show it. Ladies, I want you to really listen because this is important. I know waiting is hard. I know it feels like every minute stretches into an eternity. When you're wondering if he'll ever reach out, if he'll ever show you what's truly in his heart. I know you've been pacing your mind, replaying old conversations, thinking about what you said, what you didn't say, what you should have said, what you shouldn't have said. I know it because we've all been there. And I want you to understand something right now. Patience is power. Yes, patience, not weakness, not resignation. Power. See, when you wait with patience, you're not just sitting idle, hoping for a text or a call. You're letting life unfold in its own time. You're giving yourself the chance to grow, to shine, to be seen in ways that chasing could never allow. You're showing the world and yourself that you are not desperate, that you are not willing to settle for less than the love you deserve. You're showing that your heart has standards and your soul has strength. Patience is not about waiting endlessly in the dark. It's about standing in the light and trusting that the right moment will arrive, that the right words will come, that the right person will show up in the way they're meant to. Think about it for a second. How many times have we rushed things? How many times have we sent one too many texts, called one too many times, put ourselves out there before the other person was ready? And what happened? Nothing. Or worse, frustration, heartache, confusion. But when you hold yourself back, when you resist the urge to force it, when you let patience lead the way, something remarkable happens. You start seeing clarity where there was once doubt. You start noticing the patterns, the signs, the little things that tell you he truly cares or doesn't. You start separating the noise from the truth, and that, my friends, is real power. Patience is not just waiting. Patience is preparation. While you're waiting, you are becoming stronger, wiser, more self-aware. You are learning who you are when nobody's watching. You are learning what makes your heart beat, what makes your soul light up. And when the time comes, oh, it will come when he finally reaches out and reveals those true feelings. You'll be ready. You'll be calm. You'll be centered. You'll be confident. And you'll see him for exactly who he is without the haze of anxiety or doubt clouding your judgment. Here's the kicker. Patience allows the truth to surface in its purest form. You see, you can't rush feelings. You can't push someone to open their heart. You can't force honesty, bravery, or clarity. And if you try, you end up settling for a version of love that isn't real, a version that doesn't honor your worth. But when you choose patience, when you embrace it, you create the space for authenticity to come forward. You create the space for him to gather his courage, to organize his thoughts, to decide that you are worth showing up for in the way you deserve. And that, my friends, is priceless. So remember this: patience is power. It's strength disguised as stillness. It's confidence disguised as calm. It's love disguised as self-respect. And if you embrace it fully, if you really understand it, you will see that waiting is not a punishment. It's an opportunity to grow, to shine, to know yourself, and to let the universe, or God, if you call it that, bring the right person to you at the right time. So stand tall, hold your ground, and know that patience is not passive. It is your greatest weapon in love, and it will carry you further than rushing ever could. Now, I need you to really hear me on this one, because this is where most people get it wrong. Too many women tie their value, their confidence, their happiness to whether or not a man shows up, texts back, or finally admits what's in his heart. Too many women forget something crucial. Your worth isn't measured by his attention, his words, or his timing. Your worth is already built in. It's already there. It's inside of you, whether he recognizes it or not. And here's the thing, until you understand that, until you truly feel it in your bones, you'll keep giving your energy to the wrong places. You'll keep waiting, hoping, questioning, doubting yourself. And that's exhausting. Your worth matters because it sets the standard for how people treat you. If you don't see your own value, if you allow yourself to be put on hold, ignored, or undervalued, then the world will follow your lead. People tend to give you what you accept. So if you accept uncertainty, if you accept excuses, if you accept anything less than honesty and respect, that's exactly what you're going to get. But when you know your worth, when you stand firm in it, everything changes. Suddenly, you see the truth of people's actions more clearly. You no longer make excuses for someone else's lack of courage. You no longer twist yourself into knots trying to fit into a story that isn't meant for you. You recognize that the love you deserve is the love that shows up, that communicates, that honors you every single day. Understanding your self-worth also gives you power over your emotions. You see, when you tie your happiness to someone else's feelings or actions, you're giving them control over your heart, your peace, your life. And that, my friends, is dangerous. But when you root yourself in self-respect, when you stand tall knowing that you are valuable, beautiful, and deserving of honesty, suddenly those late replies, those mixed signals, they don't shake you, they don't rattle you. They don't make you question who you are. Because you know who you are, and no one else's indecision can change that. Your worth matters because it teaches you patience, yes, but patience from a place of power, not from a place of insecurity. You're not waiting because you're unsure of yourself. You're waiting because you refuse to settle. You're waiting because you recognize that your heart is not a playground for confusion or half-hearted gestures. You understand that the right person will step up, will communicate, will reveal their true feelings without you having to beg or chase. And when that happens, it won't feel like luck or coincidence. It will feel like destiny meeting the woman who knows her value. And let me tell you, self-worth also protects you from heart-attach that comes from ignoring red flags. When you value yourself, you notice the signs, you see the patterns, you recognize excuses, lies, and delays that are not aligned with your happiness. You don't settle for maybe or someday. You demand clarity because you know your heart is precious. You know that your time, your energy, and your love are priceless. And when you honor that, you make room for someone who will meet you fully, someone who will match your honesty, your courage, and your love. So remember, your worth is not negotiable. It's not conditional. It doesn't depend on his timing, his courage, or his feelings. Your value is built into your very existence. And the moment you embrace it, everything shifts. You become magnetic, confident, and untouchable by doubt. You stand in your truth, and the right person, he will recognize it. He will see it. And when he finally reaches out, it won't be because you chased him or begged him. It will be because he finally sees what you already know, that you are worthy of love, respect, and honesty no matter what. Listen to me, because this is where a lot of people stumble in love. Confidence, it's not just a nice word or a personality trait. It's a mindset, it's a power, and it's the difference between waiting in hope and waiting in strength. When you stay confident, you're sending a message not just to him, but to yourself and the world, that you know who you are, that you know your worth, and that you will not allow uncertainty or doubt to rule your heart. Confidence is not arrogance. Confidence is not being loud or demanding. Confidence is quiet strength. It's standing tall when nobody else stands with you. It's walking into your own life, knowing that you are enough exactly as you are, without needing validation from someone else. I want you to picture this. A man who truly cares about you is going to notice your confidence before he even realizes his own feelings. Confidence attracts respect. Confidence draws honesty. Confidence tells a person, I am valuable, I am strong, and I will not settle for anything less than what I deserve. And when you are confident, you don't fumble over texts. You don't overthink every call. You don't twist yourself into knots trying to figure out if he's going to reach out. You stand in your truth, and that clarity is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to strength, to calm, to self-assured energy. That's why confidence is your secret weapon. Staying confident also protects your heart. Too often, women lose themselves in waiting for someone else to act. They overanalyze, they question themselves, they allow insecurity to creep in, and it eats away at their joy. But confidence puts a stop to that. When you believe in yourself, when you trust that your life, your love, and your heart are valuable, the waiting doesn't feel like punishment. The uncertainty doesn't feel like rejection. You hold your head high because you know that regardless of what happens, you are whole, you are complete. And that kind of strength is undeniable. Confidence also allows you to communicate clearly when the time comes. When he finally reaches out, you will speak with honesty and dignity because you know your worth. You won't beg, you won't over-explain, you won't compromise your standards. You will be grounded in self-respect. You will know that your feelings are important, your time is precious, and your heart deserves the truth. And here's the thing, confidence doesn't just protect you, it challenges him. It challenges him to step up, to be brave, to match the energy you already carry. It doesn't allow him to hide behind excuses or fear. It demands authenticity because he can feel your strength. And confidence grows every day that you live it. It's built in the small moments when you resist overthinking. It's built in the nights you sleep without anxiety over what he's doing. It's built in the mornings when you remind yourself that you are worthy of love, that you are deserving of honesty, and that the right man will not hesitate to show his heart when the time is right. Confidence is not something you fake. It's something you cultivate, something you practice, something you breathe into your soul every single day. So while you wait, don't shrink. Don't lose yourself in worry or doubt. Don't allow fear to tell you that his feelings or his timing define your value. Stand tall. Speak kindly to yourself. Walk proudly through your days. Do the things that make you happy. Pursue the life that excites you. And trust me, when he finally reaches out, your confidence will shine through in every word, every action, every glance. And that, my friend, will not only make him notice, it will make him realize that he is about to step into the life of a woman who knows her worth, and nothing less will ever do. Now, I need you to pay close attention to this, because this is where most people fall into traps in love. Words are easy. Words are cheap. Everybody can say, I care about you, or I love you, or I reach out soon. But actions tell the real story. Actions reveal the truth that words often try to hide. And if you want to protect your heart, if you want to see clearly through all the confusion, you must start observing actions, not just listening to words. This is the difference between heart-touch and clarity, between waiting in frustration and waiting with power. See, people can make promises. They can text sweet things. They can talk in circles for hours. But if their actions don't align with what they say, then you're chasing a shadow. You're waiting for someone to show up in ways they're not willing to show. And that, my friends, is a recipe for disappointment. But when you pay attention to actions, you see who he really is, not who he wants you to think he is. Did he make the effort to call when he said he would? Did he show up when it mattered? Did he prioritize you in ways that reflect the words he spoke? These are the things that matter. These are the truths that reveal his heart. Observing actions also protects you from getting lost in overthinking. Too often, women take every word, every hint, every subtle tone and twist themselves into knots trying to decode meaning. But here's the truth: words can be smoke and mirrors. Actions cannot lie. A man may say he cares, but if he never shows up, if he never communicates clearly, if he leaves you guessing, then his heart is not aligned with his mouth. And when you focus on actions, suddenly you stop giving power to uncertainty. Suddenly you can see the reality for what it is and make choices that honor your time, your energy, and your worth. Observing actions doesn't mean you become cold or cynical. It means you become wise. It means you hold people accountable, not in anger, but in clarity. You start recognizing patterns. You start seeing when someone is truly invested and when someone is just comfortable. You start understanding that love is not about empty promises. It's about follow through. And when a man finally reaches out, it will matter how he reaches out, not just that he reached out, because his actions will show whether he is serious, whether he is brave enough, whether he is willing to put his heart where his words are. And here's the beauty of observing actions. It also gives you freedom. Freedom from guessing, from anxiety, from wondering if you're enough. You no longer base your happiness on what someone says they have to show you. You no longer tolerate confusion because you know that clarity comes through consistent behavior. You start recognizing the value of your own heart, and you refuse to give it to someone who won't honor it with action. So, while you wait for him to reveal his feelings, watch. Listen with your eyes, not just your ears. Pay attention to consistency. Notice effort. Notice integrity. Notice how he treats you, even in the small, unglamorous moments. That's where the truth lies. And when the right moment comes, when he finally reaches out and his actions match the words you've been waiting to hear, you will know. You won't have to wonder. You won't have to guess, because everything he does will tell you exactly what you need to know. Actions never lie. And when you honor that truth, you honor yourself. Let me tell you something real, something that can change your life if you truly understand it. Loving yourself first is not selfish. It is not arrogant. It is not wrong. It is necessary. Before anyone can love you properly, before anyone can respect you fully, before anyone can show up for you in the way you deserve, you must learn how to show up for yourself. Because the way you treat yourself teaches people how to treat you. When you love yourself first, you stop begging for attention. You stop chasing validation. You stop shrinking just to fit into someone else's comfort zone. You stand tall in who you are, and that changes everything. You begin to understand that your heart is valuable, your time is precious, and your energy is sacred. You no longer give it away to people who are unsure, inconsistent, or emotionally unavailable. Instead, you protect your peace because you finally realize that peace is worth more than temporary attention. Loving yourself first means you stop looking for someone else to complete you. You already know you are complete. You already know that happiness begins inside of you, not in someone else's hands. And when you truly accept that you move differently, you speak differently, you walk differently, you carry yourself with a calm confidence that cannot be shaken by silence, delays, or mixed signals. You stop asking, why hasn't he called? And start saying, I am worthy of love that is clear, honest, and consistent. Self-love also teaches you boundaries, and boundaries are powerful. Boundaries protect your heart from emotional exhaustion. They protect your mind from overthinking. They protect your soul from unnecessary pain. When you love yourself, you no longer allow people to treat you like an option. You no longer tolerate excuses. You no longer accept half effort. You require respect, honesty, and clarity. And the amazing thing is, when you set these standards, the right people rise to meet them, and the wrong people slowly fade away. Loving yourself first also heals the parts of you that once believed you were not enough. It helps you release old wounds, past heartbreaks, and painful memories that still whisper doubts into your mind. You start speaking kindness into your own soul. You start forgiving yourself for past mistakes. You start understanding that your past does not define your future. You grow, you evolve, you become stronger, wiser, and more self-aware. And that inner transformation becomes visible in everything you do. When you love yourself first, waiting no longer feels like suffering. It becomes a season of growth. You use that time to build your dreams, improve your life, strengthen your mindset, and nurture your spirit. You invest in your goals, your health, your happiness, and your peace. You create a life so full, so meaningful, that love becomes an addition, not a necessity. And when someone finally steps into your world, they are stepping into something rich, something powerful, something whole. Love also gives you emotional independence. You stop depending on someone else's moods, decisions, or timing to determine your happiness. You take control of your own emotional state. You learn to find joy in your own company. You celebrate your achievements. You honor your progress. You trust your journey. And when you reach this level, you become unstoppable. Because now, love is no longer something you chase. It is something that naturally finds you. When you truly love yourself, you raise your vibration. You attract healthier relationships, deeper connections, and more meaningful love. You stop settling for confusion and start expecting clarity. You stop accepting inconsistency and start demanding stability. You stop tolerating emotional games and start requiring emotional maturity. And this shift changes the entire direction of your romantic life. So while you wait, while life unfolds, while love finds its way toward you, choose yourself every single day. Choose your peace. Choose your growth. Choose your happiness. Choose your healing. Because when you love yourself first, you become aligned with the kind of love that is real, deep, honest, and lasting. And when that love finally arrives, it will not feel like a struggle. It will feel like home.